How many of you noticed that, by the way? And most importantly, scarcity mindset people always hold on, whereas abundant mindset people always let go. I want to comment, let go. Get comfortable with letting go. Ask me why. This is important for you because money is like blood. When you hold on to it, it causes clogging. It's dangerous. In order to grow, it's got to flow. Otherwise, like clotted blood, it can only cause more damage. So get rid of the word spend altogether because spending money, the spelling of the spend money is scarcity rooted. It implies it's being used up. Now try this word. The word circulate is more of an accurate representation of what's really happening when you're letting go of money. Because how many of you agree, if you're letting go of money, it's not gone forever, right? You circulate to the waitress or waiter, they're going to circulate to the grocery store. You're keeping the whole dance around the world going. So anytime you have to circulate, for example, the bills, don't resent it like I used to in the past because it only further aggravates scarcity. Circulate, let go. Who needs to hear this, by the way? This will help you to overcome some of the self-sabotage. Who wants me to go even deeper right now? Because we haven't even scratched the surface. Who want me to go really deep? Secret 3 is the deepest end of the pool. But for now, this is what one of my wise teachers in the past said to me. It was a tough tasting medicine. He said, Tim, you will remain poor if you do this. Poor people pass over opportunities repetitively. He looked at me in the eyes and said, Tim, don't be poor. And I said to him, what do you mean? He said, Tim, it just takes one opportunity for you to change your life. And I said, what do you mean? He said, Tim, look back on your life. Your life changed from one opportunity at the right time. How many of you agree it's kind of true? Now, why we don't spot opportunities to save ourselves, to change ourselves, is the way opportunities are presented to us is not in a sexy way. Would you like to know how opportunities are normally presented? It's with this word called selling. How many of you immediately had this like instinctive reaction to this as like, oh, this is sleazy, this word called selling? You know, the thing is, because we've been conditioned by our culture, most of us hate this word called selling. Yes, I know, by the way. It once again comes down to an ingrained limiting belief that eventually results in self-sabotage. I'll explain why in a moment. But just think about why we think selling is sleazy. How many of you agree, growing up, what did CNN, constant negative news, always tell you in terms of what selling is? Did they say it was good or bad? Did they say it was smooth or sleazy? They always said it was sleazy. They always said it's bad. Yes or no, by the way? The block happens when you don't realize you're selling every single day. Think about this. How many of you ever been to a restaurant before and you're tasting that broccoli, right, in a restaurant, and you're like mid-mouthgasm? You're like, oh, I got to share this with my friend John, right? This is amazing broccoli. So you start texting your friend John. You're like, John, you got to taste this broccoli, man. Right? What are you doing in that moment? You are selling. How many of you agree, by the way? How many of you ever been on a date before? Think about what a dating scenario is. It's a one big sales pitch. What are you normally doing before a date? You're looking in the mirror and looking at yourself to ensure the product looks great, if you know what I'm saying. You ensure the product smells amazing. You begin to splash on the most amount of perfume you've ever freaking done. You're freaking swimming in perfume now, right? And you rock up to that date with your best sales pitch for yourself forwards. You say something on the lines of, this is what I said. If you get with me whilst you're looking at them in the eyes, I'll cook you a tasty bowl of spaghetti bolognese. Wink, wink. Yeah. This doesn't work as a pickup line, by the way. I failed. All right, some of you, though, are amazing at selling yourself in a date. How many of you agree, by the way? Right? Whereas some of us need some work, and obviously it's me right now, right? But how many of you know what I'm talking about? Now, parents tuned in. Kids. Let's talk about kids. Kids are the best salespeople on planet Earth. True, true. Right? If little Patrick wants the candy, is Patrick going to sell to you? Yes, right? You bet. So think about this in terms of now product, in terms of service context. If a salesperson ends up giving you a product and it helps you, has that salesperson done your service? Has that person helped you? Yes, they have. And by the way, hearing this, like you're hearing it right now, this was when my limiting belief was freed. My mentor said, Tim, that's what selling is. Selling is serving. And he said, Tim, if you're not open to somebody trying to sell to you, you're closed to somebody trying to help you. How many of you, as you're hearing this, you're like having light bulb moments, but at the same time resistance, since our mind doesn't like to pick up new beliefs. It's very fixed in nature. Imagine when I heard this, I was thinking, oh no, I can't possibly believe this. I've got trust issues and so forth, right? But I thought, what if I was to believe this? What changes will I see? First time ever, I decided, you know what? Let me become more open instead of so skeptical all the time. That year, I set a crazy goal, which was to become an international speaker. I was socially anxious at the time. It was an impossible goal. Couple months passed on by, nothing happened. And I was thinking, I thought so. I'm not going to accomplish this goal. I can't speak. But get this, one of the afternoons I come across an advert. It's for a free event happening in London. I don't normally respond back to ads because I always think they're a scam. But I was thinking, this ad sounds pretty good. Let me attend this event. It's mindset. So I'm attending this free mindset event and I'm like, this is actually good content. I mean, you know what I'm talking about. Now get this though, halfway through this content, the speaker on the stage begins to sell his advanced mindset mastery course. And do you know what begins to happen in that moment? Do you think most people stood up and left? Yes. Most people wouldn't even listen. They just ran away, even though they had like notepads full of valuable notes. And I was thinking, that would have been me back in the past. How many of you, you're kind of like me? I thought for the first time ever, let me sit down and just listen to the sales pitch, right? Maybe it might help me. It didn't make sense for me to be ignorant. So I listened to the whole thing. And at the end, I had this weird gut feel that maybe this is for me. Have you ever had moments when your mind is saying, I can't afford it, but your heart is saying, just freaking go for it. How can I afford it? How can I make it happen? I took this leap of faith. I followed my heart and took action. So get this, I'm attending this very expensive mindset mastery course. And during break time, I meet this guy on the front row you can see. He's from Philippines. His name's Kiefer. And I get talking to him and he says, Tim, what are you doing nowadays? And I say, I'm looking for some guests for Success Inside the Show. And he says, oh, I'll recommend my mentor. He's a speaking guy. He's a great person. So I get connecting. And a couple of weeks later, I'm interviewing his mentor. At the end of the interview, the mentor looks at me and says, Tim, what's your goal for end of this year? And I say to him with nervousness, my goal is to become an international speaker. And he said, Tim, this sounds really far-fetched. You're really nervous. You're a little bit awkward. But I see potential in you. I'm going to actually put you through my speaking course that is thousands of dollars completely for free. And I'm going to hook you up. One of the organizers out in Asia is looking for a speaker. I will get you onto those Asian stages. And by the end of that year, I was traveling around the world. This might not sound like a big deal to some of you, but I'm a nervous wreck. I used to hate myself speaking out loud. Silence all throughout my life. And one of the events, somebody said, you should meet the president of my country. And I'm flown out to meet the president of a country. I'm even agree. You know, this is when I began to realize when opportunities knock on your door, be willing to take a chance. Because I've spent so long in my life just being a skeptic. And I realized I got to try something and not just delay. How many of you know what I'm talking about? Let me ask you this. What opportunities have you said no to in the past because of a circumstance? Because more dreams are killed and goals lost because circumstance than any other factor on planet Earth. How often have you ever caught yourself saying to yourself, I would love to do this, but I can't because. Whatever follows because is the circumstance. Are you getting it? Maybe some of you is like, because I didn't have the money. Maybe some of you is like, I can't because I don't have the time. More dreams are killed because of circumstance than any other factor. Take charge of your life. Take charge of your mind. Because here's the thing, do not wait. When you delay, it carries a huge weight on you. There's a cost to inaction. I mean, agree, you got limited time on planet Earth today. Every moment you are not all in, you are wasting your life. I'm even getting this. The longer you live this safe life, the more of a wastage you're contributing towards your life. So are you getting this? If so, say yes. And do you want me to go deeper so you can finally wake up and finally be able to take control of your life? If so, just say yes right now. With that said, that was secret 2. Who enjoyed that and who wants me to go to the real stuff now, which is the final secret? And by the way, in a moment, I'm going to gift you the summary ebook from today's entire masterclass. That way you got that transformative information. At the same time, I'll take some of your questions so we can deep dive right away for free. Is that pretty cool? And with that said, let's go on to the final secret. Listen very carefully here, because this is the most important secret. You do not want to lose out on this. The final secret, write this down, is to reprogram. In order for you to finally reprogram your mind, your body, to a new way of being, thinking, acting, to blast through self-sabotage, you got to listen very carefully. Did you know on May 6, 1954, Roger Bannister became the first person to run a sub 4-minute mile? You know, before then, even experts said it was impossible. Experts said you can't do it. But the moment Roger did it, all of a sudden, very next month, John Landy does it straight away, no problem. And you know what's crazy today, in this present moment? There's over 900 plus people who have ran a sub 4-minute mile, including a 40 plus year old. How many of you agree in life, we don't do what we can. We live what we believe we are. Yes or no? So when you agree, we're going to wake up today to what is the programming that's equaling these self-sabotaging behaviors. Let me ask you this. What is your brain actually designed to do? If you've ever spoken to a neuroscientist before, you'll know the answers to this. Is it designed to make you happy? Is it designed to make you successful? No, it's got a primary function, which is survival. Write that down. This means your mind's primary job is protection, not action. Hence why procrastination is ever so common in everybody's lives. Following so far, by the way. This is also why we've all got the little voice in our mind. And if you're thinking, Tim, what little voice? That little voice. So your life isn't just your own. You're sharing it right now with that little voice of yours. You hear this little voice as the endless flow and flux of your thoughts. Can I really do this? What if I fail again? Why am I so broken? Why do I feel so down? You've heard these thoughts before, right? Why is this happening to me? Because the little voice speaks to you as a voice of your own mind. You've mistakenly come to believe that it is you. Your little voice, understand, is literally a narration. It's simply a defense mechanism from your survival brain that's designed to prevent change. But most of us have devoted our entire life to meeting its constant demand as we mistakenly think it's protected us from pain, not realizing that your little voice is a source of your pain. It's the root of your pain. And ultimately, at the end of it all, it is a source of your biggest life's regrets. Let me remind you, your best thinking has got you to where you are today. Have you ever thought about how true that really is? That thinking in your mind has resulted in your life. So if you continuously listen to these same thoughts, you'll continuously create the same life. I want you to think about this. What has your little voice costed you so far in your life? What have you done or not done because of this voice of yours? You know, the afraid voice that sometimes tells you you're not good enough. What opportunities have you missed out on because of this little voice? What do you dream of doing but have never tried? Because deep down, this little voice is just afraid. We're seeing our life ticking on by. Every year, we're reminded that life is fleeting. We're reminded that time is finite. It should be obvious to you, no one keeps you in this prison other than you. It is your choice whether or not you want to break free right now. But you know what's crazy? The moment you actually begin to do something that can help you, you can hear that little voice judging and feeling skeptical again. Can I really trust this? Does this really work for me? How many know what I'm talking about? You know, it will literally say or do anything right now in order to prevent change again. You know what's crazy? That part of you that's judging you and coming up with all these statements is the same part of you that's kept you back for all these years. Are you ready to wake up? Don't be like the squealing dog. One day this worried neighbor comes out and sees his neighbor's dog out in the street squealing in pain. He goes up to the dog, and next to the dog is his owner. It says to the owner, what's happened with your dog? Why is your dog in so much pain? The owner says with a straight face, my dog is sat on a nail. He's like, what? Why doesn't he get off the nail and be free today? The owner says, because it doesn't hurt enough yet. He'd rather continue sitting on this nail until one day it hurts enough. Don't be that person. Most people get to the end of their life, and only then they realize they haven't lived. Don't be that person. It's either one day or today can be day one for you. I'm not sure about you, but there are no accidents. There's a reason why you're hearing this message right now from me. How many of you are getting this? You know this message is for you because it doesn't resonate with everybody. So can I help you to wake up and make today day one? If that's pretty cool, say day one in the chat box below right now. Say day one in the chat box below if you're ready to change right now, because I can help you to wake up, to generate some awareness. Because how many agree on an average day, if you add up all the time you're wasting, feeling stressed, anxious, feeling fearful, overwhelmed, procrastinating, worrying about something, criticizing yourself, feeling like you're not good enough, in some form of indecision, judging the way you look, in some form of financial insecurity, being controlled by your little voice, how many of you agree it would amount to so many hours you're losing? Yes or no? Did you know studies today are showing an average person today is losing around 3 hours per day due to procrastination and self-sabotage and other mental health related issues as well? Over a span of the year, that's 1,095 hours you're losing. That's almost 2 months of your life. Every single year, you're losing due to this limiting belief, due to this self-sabotaging behaviors. If you're worth $50 an hour in your career right now, your limiting beliefs, your blocks is literally costing you $54,750. Over a span of the next decade, it's going to cost you over $500,000. Are you awake, by the way? This is your time to finally take control. So how would you like to know how I finally was able to commit to life mastery, break free of these limiting beliefs in my life? I heard something that's really uncomfortable. I hate saying this, but I want to share this with you because it woke me up. It was from a teacher, very wise teacher. Can I share this with you? He looked at me in the eyes and said, Tim, imagine if I was to write you a check for $1 million right now. Would you want it? What do you think I said to that? I was like, yeah, I'm sure you'll be like, yeah, as well. And he said, however, Tim, but the only catch is you got to end your life today. Would you still want it? The answer is, of course, no. This clearly shows you value whatever time you got left more than money. Yes or no? And yet the reality is that majority of us are more focused on trying to save money than trying to save time. How many of you agree? You think about it, in this game called life, money is infinite. Time is finite. What's the most important thing in this game called life? It's not money. It's time. So this is why wise individuals invest in the shortcut. A system, write this down, is a shortcut. What allowed me to break free of my limits is I had to follow the right system. And if you're thinking, Tim, what is a system? I want to imagine, this is a metaphor. You've arrived in a foreign land for your dream vacation. You hit the road, making your way to a beautiful seaside cottage you rented out. But there's a problem. You don't have a map and you begin to get lost. To make matters worse, you have no way of contacting your friend. Trying to break free out of your limits and unlock your full potential is a lot like driving through the unknown. How many of you are getting this? You need the right map. And this is why following the right system is so important. This is what I began to realize the more I studied self-mastery. The world's 1%, they all followed the right system from their mentors. How many of you have heard of Warren Buffett, one of the legendary investors? His quote changed my life. And he followed the system, by the way. He said that investing in yourself is the best thing you can ever do. Anything that improves your own potential, nobody can tax it or take away from you. The dollar can become worth far less and you can have all kinds of things happen. But if you've maximized your potential, you've got a tremendous asset that can return tenfold in your life and career. When I heard this, how you got to invest in yourself, I'll be honest, I felt a little bit afraid. Because how many of you kind of like me? I spent a huge chunk of my life looking after and caring about others versus myself. I find it easy to literally circulate money for other people, but never to me. How many of you was kind of insecure growing up, kind of like me? For the first time ever, I decided to put myself first. That's what I began to do. And anytime I said, this is too expensive, I remembered Oprah Winfrey's quote. She said, you never complain about the price of the shovel when you're digging for gold. Have you realized you are the most valuable treasure there is in this game called life? Who needed to hear that? I needed to hear that. I began to listen to that. I began to truly dig deep into my potential and finally thought to myself, I'm worth it. I deserve a good life. I deserve it. You see, if you truly want to change your life, you got to give up this idea of just trying something, dabbling. You got to commit to mastery. What's the key word, by the way? Mastery. That means not just dabbling by just watching some pretty videos or reading a book every once in a while. You got to follow a proven step-by-step system to finally breaking free. But do you really think your over-anxious little voice wants you to break free right now? Of course not. And this is why you're going to hear these voices. How many can hear it right now? I'm too busy to invest in myself. I can't afford it. I'm not quite ready yet. I'll try this next year. I'm too old. I'm too young. Maybe it's not for me. How many of you are hearing this? This is the survival brain rising up, trying to prevent you from change again. Understand that this voice is so slick. It will tell you anything, create any story, do anything it can to talk out changing your life. So the key to waking yourself up right now is another thought. And it's this interrupting thought. And it's simply this. Write this down. I have a choice. You do. You know how you can break free today? By saying to yourself, I have a choice. Every choice you're going to make right now is going to put you on the path. So before you put yourself on the path, ask yourself not, can I afford it? But ask yourself, does this path allow me to honor who I want to be? Does this path allow me to break free? How many of you are getting this? Am I going to evolve? Am I going to like who I become at the end of it all? Right? Because the many roads we're going to take in our life is part of a bigger route that unavoidably will end in our grave. So let's not die without embracing the daring adventure life was meant to be. Are you getting it? Was that pretty powerful, by the way? We're about to go really deep. I'm about to give you the summary ebook. Alongside that, a group coaching session so we can delve deeper. But here's what we covered so far. Write this down. Secret 1, to create a radical shift in your life. Stop focusing so much on what you want to achieve or do or have. And focus instead on becoming deeply aware of your BS. And eliminate all the unconscious limiting beliefs that's holding you back right now. Secret 2, write this down or take a screenshot. You can't get to abundance. You got to come from it by getting comfortable with letting go and being more open to opportunities that can change your life. If you're getting this, say yes. And lastly, secret 3, your survival brain is very slick. It will tell you anything it has to create any story to prevent you from experiencing changes. So to change your life, you got to allow yourself to make new decisions that honors your potential today. Have you enjoyed what we covered so far? Now, although what we've gone through is great, it will only take you a part way to breaking free of your limits once and for all, since you still need access to a proven system that will allow you to finally let go of your old identity and eradicate your limiting beliefs permanently. So I'd love to give you a choice right now. You can either go at it alone and spend countless amount of years and tens of thousands of dollars in trying to figure everything out by yourself, or I can literally offer you a shortcut right now, dollars in trying to figure everything out by yourself, or I can literally offer you a shortcut right now so you can rapidly overcome your problems and create the life you truly deserve. Would you like some further help from me? If so, say yes in the chat box below, because I'll only share this further help with your permission. Brock says yes. I can see Athena, Kurt, Phoenix saying yes, Jackie, Doris, Carmen saying yes. I can see a lot of you saying yes. Well, it's with great honor and privilege I present to you the chance to join our flagship system called a Life Mastery Achievers course, which is the most powerful and proven system for eliminating your limiting beliefs and unlocking your full potential, experienced in a way that's easier, faster, and more enjoyable than you ever thought possible. Because this is the complete proven fast track system. In fact, over 12 years of groundbreaking research in psychology, neuroscience, and human behavior are distilled into this 6-week online LMA course that's unlike anything you've ever gone through before. You'll easily break free from your deeply rooted limitations, unlocking your full potential. That means you can wave goodbye to endless more expenses on therapists, books, self-help courses, as the LMA is your all-in-one system for lasting changes. If you're getting this, say yes. And with LMA, you're never alone, as you'll gain instant access today, right now, to a world-class online support group so you can stay motivated and on track, ensuring you always move forwards without falling behind. Can I share with you what makes the LMA system different from everything else out there? If that's fine, just say yes in the chat. The LMA system is a revolutionary fusion of the most effective and proven transformation modalities on the planet. From the life-changing insights of cognitive psychology and behavior change to the latest mechanics of human behavior and the most empowering teachers of personal growth, this is the best of the best condensed down into one simple system that you can easily implement your life. So you can break free from the chains of your self-sabotage and limitations, unlocking the immense potential within you. In fact, in just 6 weeks, you'll rapidly transform your health, your relationships, your finances, your psychology, and your level of consciousness in permanent, immeasurable ways so you can reclaim the world-class life you deserve. How many are ready? If so, say yes. Can I share with you the secrets you'll discover on board LMA? Write this down, by the way. Write this down. What you discover is how to permanently break free from your limitations. This means you'll dissolve your toxic limiting beliefs even if you don't know what they are. You'll dissolve procrastination and self-sabotage that has been stealing your time, your income, and your dreams. You'll also discover how to heal from your past, meaning you can move beyond your painful memories so you can open the door to a life of peace and fulfillment. How many of you are ready, in all seriousness, for a new chapter? If so, say yes. You discover the secrets to live authentically, with clarity, with purpose. You will crystallize your vision that's meant for you. You will feel more happy, more joyous, more alive than ever before. And also, how many of you want to get more done without burnout? You discover the secrets to master your time, master your energy. That way, chronic fatigue is a thing of the past. That way, burnout no longer occurs. You just got relentless amount of action towards that implementation. You'll also discover how to unlock the financial freedom you deserve in this lifetime. You'll break free from the financial fears that's poisoning you right now. You'll break free from the scarcity mindset, instill powerful positive beliefs about money, and pave the way for financial success and abundance. And lastly, you'll foster fulfilling relationships and worthiness. How many of you, in all seriousness, want better relationships with yourself, feeling good enough, and with others as well? The LMA course is one of the highest rated transformative experiences out there. We've got graduates verified in over 59 countries who've benefited from this method. One of which, this woman here who decided to join LMA because she was self-sabotaging herself in terms of her dreams. As a result of her rising above her unworthiness and procrastination, she began to attract new opportunities, such as being able to sing in front of Tom Jones and will.i.am